kids, I'm a super sensitive human, and it is about 2 p.m. on December 21st, and I haven't done a garden video in a while, and I'm gonna go putter around and show you what's going on in the garden. I'm super tired, as I usually am every afternoon. The thing about having chronic fatigue is it's really, really boring. I want to do things, but I don't want to do things, if you know what I mean. And I do not really want to be up on my feet walking around right now, but I don't want to be in my bed either. I was kind of more sick than usual, like actually acutely sick. So I was in my bed a lot for a few days, and I'm still kind of tired. Mercy's kind of mad at me because we've only been on like one walk in the last week. But she's just gonna have to wait a little bit longer because I'm not feeling up to leaving the yard. Let's spy on her. There she is. Also, normally I clean up the yard before I make a video a little bit, make a little nicer aesthetic, put some buckets and hoses away, but this time you're gonna get what you get.
Hey, Peppa.
So here's the front yard. A lot of little dog holes. There's supposed to be a plant here that matches this one, but it's all ripped up from somebody. My tombstone rose is doing nice. I'm trying to grow it like out either side of the house, sort of like a long hedge. So I sort of cut off all the ones that grow this way, and I'm pinning down the ones so they'll grow out this way. If I had a trellis, I mean, I'd grow it up, but I don't. That's a lot of work for me to put a trellis up there. Someone's glued to my side. This is where the Oyas were, but I never did a video on that because I never produced anything with them. I didn't do a very good job of keeping the water in them because here in the desert it has to kind of get filled up every day, and I just didn't do a very good job on the garden this year, so I didn't really grow any corns or squash. The corn kind of molded, and the squash only really started to put blossoms on right before it started to frost. You can see it grew up all on the fence there, and it was only just starting to have blossoms in like November or October. One thing I don't like about these big reed guides is their leaves are kind of trashy looking when they fall on the ground. I have to come up and pick them up because they're nasty looking. Not as nasty as all this dog poop I need to pick up though. Look at all that. I am not doing too good with these things. My loquat is growing nicely though. This is like its third year or so, starting to actually grow. I'm not sure if the reed is gonna mess it up or is messing it up, but it's doing better. And my artichoke and my hollyhocks. I got some new volunteer hollyhocks here and there that I want to dig up and plant in different places because they're just in the path and stuff like this. There's one in this bucket. And yep, here's like stuff I'd normally pick up for a video, but I didn't. I've been thinking about planting some winter crops here in the vegetable garden patch. I'm just not sure if that is the way that I want to spend my time or not. I need to come in here and give these artichokes or asparagus some water, because I'm into asparagus again. This last year I just kind of like didn't really eat it or didn't harvest it, but now I want it again. I try and rake up the leaves from the path and put them in the beds, because I don't want the grass and stuff to grow in the path, because then I'll just have to weed whack it. And the leaves make more moisture and then make more weeds along the edges here along the rocks. So I'm trying to keep this part just bare soil. I really like the pineapple guavas. These are just beautiful evergreens that really thrive in the winter. And look, we've got one winter flower. This little wild yellow guy. It spreads itself around. Some succulents do not survive a freeze. You can see here's one kind that does. Shall we look at the side of the house that I don't normally film, because there's not very much over here? These things are interesting bushes. They're wild, they just grow themselves. You see how big they are and how fluffy they are. So I'm just kind of letting them grow here along the stairs in a kind of hedge, just for some sort of decoration on this side of the house. And here's the compost pile / javelina feeder. Some more native plants that I want to transplant. I think this is a desert mallow. So I really don't have much energy, but I think what I'm going to do is take this jug of brown stuff, which is a fermented microorganisms from this EM1 effective microorganism concentrate, and I'm going to dump this into the stock tank and put some other compost and stuff in there and stir it up, and then scoop it out onto some of my most favoritist plants. Just take this like so. Like a bunch of dead yeast sludge in the bottom. Throw some worm castings in there. Throw some of this compost in there. Dr. Earth, fish bone meal, alfalfa meal, kelp meal, true biotics, mycorrhizae. Now we'll stir it all around. If I was at another level of professionalism, I could bubble this whole tank, grow everything out even more. I don't own a bubbler, so we're just making a sort of liquid slurry to put on my favorite plants. And then I'll clean out the tank and refill it with nice sparkling blue water. We'll just scoop it out. Not too much so I don't hurt myself. Quiet. Here we go, all clean, filling back up. So that is December garden in Rimrock, Arizona. The oldest plants have been in the ground about 4 years, I think, going into their 5th year.